The third and final suspect in a 2020 house fire that killed 5 family members is set to find out his sentencing this morning. Kevin Bowie is expected to appear today in court in Denver. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us live from there now. Courtney, Bowie had pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree murder.
That's right. Good morning, Jordan. 60 other counts were dismissed in exchange for this plea deal. A drug case filed against Bowie while he was in jail was also dismissed as part of this deal. 8 people were inside the home on Truckee Street when the fire was set in the early morning hours of August 2020. 5 people died, including 29-year-old Jibril Joel, his 23-year-old wife Aja, their 2-year-old daughter Khadija, Jibril's sister Hassan, and her 6-month-old daughter. Prosecutors portrayed Bowie as the mastermind of the plot to set fire to the home in Green Valley Ranch. It was an apparent act of revenge over a stolen phone, but the wrong home was targeted. We spoke with Amadou Bey earlier this year. He lost his wife and young daughter in the fire.
Just thinking about what you lost and know that nothing can replace it, it's suffering. We're suffering so hard, and it's very difficult for us right now to move forward.
Bey plans to speak later on this morning during Bowie's sentencing, which is set for 9 a.m. today. A judge could give Bowie up to 60 years in prison. Seymour, 2 other suspects in this case, Gavin Seymour and Dylan Siebert, already pleaded guilty in this case. Live in Denver, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
All right, Courtney, we appreciate the update. Thank you.
Also happening today, a judge is set to officially charge an Inglewood school board member after facing a felony auto theft charge. It's a hearing that's been pushed once already. Devon Williams joined the school board late last year. He ran for school board while running from the law. Williams had an outstanding warrant for years on aggravated car theft. During his campaign, police pleaded with him to turn himself in. He did just before Election Day. Williams does have previous felony convictions, theft and auto theft, none of which bar him from serving on the school board. His arraignment was set to start at 8:30 this morning in Adams County.
We now know a court case of a bus aide in Littleton facing multiple counts of assault is getting pushed back a few weeks. Yesterday, the defense team for Kiara Jones asked for more time, and a judge continued her arraignment. Jones faces 11 charges after video captured her hitting and punching a nonverbal student. We do want to warn you now that this video can be pretty hard to watch. This is the video. It is from March 18th, but families believe that the abuse began well before then. Attorneys representing several families said that the children had unexplained injuries, including bruises, a lost tooth, a broken toe, and a black eye. The video shows her hitting a child sitting next to her. Jones is due back in court on August 26th.
Authorities are investigating the crash of a vintage biplane in northwest Kansas. That plane went down with 2 Colorado residents on board, killing both. The Kansas Highway Patrol says the aircraft crashed in a field in Sheridan County in the northwestern part of the state just after 6 on Sunday night. Investigators identified the pilot as 78-year-old David Allen and the passenger as 79-year-old Gene Allen. The couple from Elbert died at the scene. The FAA and NTSB are investigating what happened. 9 News Investigates has learned from 2 sources the funeral home owners accused of abandoning nearly 200 bodies in a building have been offered a plea deal. An email to victims obtained by 9 News show John and Carrie Halford could plead guilty to abuse of a corpse. John would get 20 years in prison. Carrie would get 15 to 20 years. The owners of Return to Nature Funeral Home in Penrose are currently facing more than 200 charges. The couple is also facing separate federal fraud charges for misusing COVID relief money. The email sent to victims says the plea offer will expire in October. The couple will be back in court next Thursday.
The former Cleveland police officer who shot and killed 12-year-old Tamir Rice nearly a decade ago has resigned from his position with a West Virginia police force. This comes just days after he was hired. An official says that Timothy Lohman chose to step down from his job as a probationary officer following public outcry.
Prosecutors in Massachusetts say they plan to retry the case against Karen Reed after their first attempt ended in a mistrial. The judge overseeing the case declared the jury deadlocked yesterday, their 5th day of deliberations. Reed was accused of killing her boyfriend, who was a Boston police officer. Prosecutors argued that Reed and John O'Keefe had a strained relationship, which ended with Reed backing her SUV into him and leaving him for dead. Her defense team argued she was framed by police.
A major legal win for former President Donald Trump.
Yep, the Supreme Court made a 6-3 decision that the former president is immune for prosecution in certain cases, but not all of them. NBC's Bree Jackson has the latest.
In a 6-3 decision, the High Court's conservative majority ruled that former President Trump is immune from criminal prosecution for official acts as president, but not for unofficial ones.
It doesn't give any immunity from ordinary criminal law to the president, the most powerful figure in our government.
The majority opinion stating the president must be able to carry out his constitutional duties without undue caution. Liberal justices writing, "With fear for our democracy, I dissent." Trump praising the ruling as a big win for our Constitution and democracy, proud to be an American. President Biden condemning it.
This nation was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America.
The president urging voters to reject his political opponent at the polls this November.
The American people must decide if Trump's embrace of violence to preserve his power is acceptable.
Americans are deeply divided.
This court will go down in history for that, for their intentional delay. They tipped the scales of justice.
Trump's role on January 6th was the commander-in-chief and president of the United States of America. And like he said, let's go peacefully.
The Supreme Court's ruling extends the delay in the federal election interference case against Trump. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Now, it appears most Americans have negative views of the Supreme Court. In a poll released last week, only 16% of U.S. adults said they have a great deal of confidence in the High Court. 40% surveyed by the Associated Press said they had hardly any confidence at all.
Well, as far as our weather goes, we saw a few scattered showers and thunderstorms overnight. You see a lot of lightning here. It's all beginning to move off to the east. We do have a couple more coming our way, so that's what I think. We'll get them in here early, showers and thunderstorms, and then they'll kind of clear out. We'll see a little more sunshine by afternoon and less chance for storms to be severe in Denver. But as you get down to the southeast, better chance for storms to hit that severe level. Temperatures just a little bit below normal for this time of year. That would mostly be 80s along the Front Range with a chance for late day shower or thunderstorm. And then tomorrow we see this push over to the west, so a better chance for showers and storms over western and eastern sections of Colorado.